Maximum Threshold, you're on the air.
Hey, this is Dax.
Hey, Dax, how you doing, buddy?
Good evening, sir.
This is Jeff right here. I'm with Dom, Michael, and David.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks, man.
Nice.
So, Dax, where are you at tonight? You're in Nebraska, huh?
Yeah, Omaha.
Nice. What time you going on?
It'll probably be about midnight over here.
Oh, okay. Late night. So how's it been going? I mean, you've been busting up the concrete, beating your feet out there for a while now, man, with the solo stuff and that. How's it going? I mean, I know last time you were here, it was a great crowd. People just love you, man.
Well, I can't complain. I mean, people are, receptive to what we're doing, and it's been good.
And you're getting a lot, and that's the thing about you. I was just telling we were having an acid bath discussion before you called in, and I said that Dax has one of the best voices in music. Period. Not metal, not rock, not folk. Period. In music in general, man. You're like, I always thought you were like the twisted Jim Morrison of our time. Especially in the acid bath days.
You're the songbird of our generation.
Thanks. Yeah, man. I like to sing.
Right.
I want to know because I'm also a big Acid Bath and Agents of Oblivion fan. Where do you come up with these not just the twisted subjects, but your lyrics? They're just
it's hard to say. I mean, I read a lot of comic books. I like some psychedelic substances. It's a hard question, man. I guess I don't have an answer.
That sounded like a legitimate answer.
And because Dax, what you're doing now, I mean, the lyrics are a lot in the same vein as what you've done from the beginning. So it doesn't go to like, okay, well, this is like a heavy metal lyric, or this is kind of, this could be chill for like Deadboy or Agents or anything. You just write and you just put it to music, right? It's not specific to what you're doing or where your band, what kind of band's playing with you at the time.
Yeah, I think it's the same kind of subject matter, or the same interest, things more in a spiritual language where, the moon's going to come up a lot, the sun, the earth, things, these, love, blood, these kind of things go, it's almost like I like to think of it as a spiritual language, like a dream language, Yeah.
So, I'm like, for a while I didn't listen to like super heavy metal, like almost like you guys. Acid Bath was like almost the far end of extremities for me as far as listening. But I always thought it was like there was like a very defined sexiness to the Acid Bath music. There was something romantic and sexy about those two Acid Bath albums that made it was good to put on and make sweet love to your lady to.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has more emotion than some other. Well, I don't know. Maybe I guess there's a lot of emotion in heavier music, but it seems to just be like an aggression and less. I don't know. Maybe there's less attention to like beauty, beautiful things or something. I really, I mean, I hear you.
I think a lot of it has to do with your delivery and your vocals and your harmonies and all the way you do it. I've never heard anybody, Mike, you'll probably agree with me, especially on like the early Acid Bath stuff, the first stuff. I've never heard anybody go from a clean singing voice to a scream mid-word and then back to the
absolutely.
the clean.
That was that was like the first time I ever really heard someone doing all that. You know, I mean, like Axl Rose would sing in different voices, but that's the first time in heavy music that you would hear it.
Absolutely, and he pulled it off like flawlessly. You know,
Yeah.
It was. So I think his vocals and the way he presents the whole picture add to it. Like his voice is another instrument, so to speak, too.
Yeah.
And what, Dax? We got a lot of fans in the chat room, and they're asking, and I don't know if it's touchy, if it's not. So I ask you and get it out of the way, and I know you've commented on it before, but what is the likelihood that we see some sort of one-off show or a series of shows with Acid Bath in the future?
I mean, probably not. There's probably not much chance of that. Just because I feel like, the music is the way it was, and I couldn't do that again. I mean, I really couldn't really actually probably pull all that off with the vocals. Just it takes a lot of time to get up to that, to be able to do that, and now I've kind of went in a different direction, and I just don't think it would be artistically honest of me at this point to do it. I just don't think I don't think it would be good.
Right.
Yeah.
At this time,
But you'd be open to doing something with agents or something like that, along those lines.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just look at it like I look at it more like like a song or two, like taking some song, a song or two, and maybe reworking it. But I mean, honestly, there's so much material that I haven't recorded yet. So it's that would be what I'd be trying to do first. So I guess that's why I can never get around to doing it.
Right. What are
Anything like that.
What are the odds that your version of House of the Rising Sun actually makes it on an album someday soon?
Probably not real good. Just
That's-
I haven't played it in years. So.
That's badass. We
I'll be
seen you
honest
on the when Agents first came around, and you guys did that, and it was amazing. And I've always wanted to hear it like on a studio album.
I know, we should have done it.
Right. And now, have you noticed, Dax? Have you noticed, like, because I mean, you know how guys that are metalheads and all into it are like, they're strictly like, yeah, metal, and like, I don't like this and I don't like that, but metal. Have you noticed that a lot of those metalheads that are real devoted and all into it kind of come along for the ride with you and follow you over to your solo stuff and what you got going on now? Have you noticed that? Because I see a lot of
believe
that.
There's got to be a big portion of them that are with us. Yeah, I believe that some of them do make their way over to that stuff,
So
But I don't have any exact numbers,
Right, but I mean, you do notice, because like we are, and we follow your solos. We sing, Blood and Love and all that. It's you, man. It's like, oh, Dax is putting something out, and you've always, at least the way I've looked, like musically, I love the Acid Bath and Agents and everything, but you were always the centerpiece for it. Not to take away of any of the guys in the band, like Sammy or Mike or Jimmy and Audie and all that stuff, but your voice was kind of the centerpiece for everything, and I feel it that way now with all your other music. It just ties everything together, and
Thank you.
You really do have a unique set of pipes there, my friend.
yes, and also the way that your lyrics, the way you weave your lyrics in and out of the music, and your phrasing and everything. To me, that was the defining thing in Acid Bath and Agents of Oblivion. And there's a certain pain and emotion and that I always associated with your voice, and it was real. And I think that's one of the things that draws me to all your projects.
Thank you.
And how long you've been out for a while now, right, Dax? How much longer are you going to be out on the road on this leg of the tour, and what's?
Oh, just like another week, and we've been out for about 2 weeks, and then we were out last month, kind of same thing. So.
And then what's the plan? You're going to get back in the studio as quick as you can? You're going to take a little time to relax, or?
I'm actually gonna get home and try to make like at least like an EP or something before, too long. Like, try to get home and do that.
So, Dax, where can everybody find online? Where can we find your music, your tour dates, merchandise, and like find news what you're up to? Because you do seem to have different projects and stuff, so
right.
Everybody can follow you.
Well, right now the best way is on Facebook, and there's links there to other things, merchandise and stuff. But yeah, yeah, that's it. Facebook for right now. We actually don't have any other place at the moment, so that's it.
Cool. And do you now? I got actually a question, because I seen a picture with you and Sam and the guys, and I hate to keep going back to the acid bath stuff, but there was like huge misconceptions that Jimmy like disappeared and was going haywire and missing in action and all that. Can you confirm that Jimmy's like grounded and alive and well and doing okay, or do you not know? Or
yes, he absolutely is. He seems to be doing good. I mean, when we took that picture not too long ago, I hadn't seen him or Mike in a while, but I talked to Mike pretty regularly on the phone. Everyone, doesn't go too long and we'll talk, So, yeah, I hadn't seen him for a while. I think he was just, I don't know what he was doing, but he seemed to be doing fine now, so.
Good, killer. And when I reached out to you, do you remember? You remember Derek, man? I told you that he turned us on. He had demos from you guys and turned us on up here to you guys while before.
Totally. I mean, he kind of lived with me for a while, and
right.
Totally remember Derek.
Yeah, man, he was up here too. It was good, but he disappeared for a while, but it was good when he came back home. And
yeah, I actually thought he was dead. I had actually heard that, and
I have too, and I haven't been able to.
Dead, so that was a good time when I saw him.
Right. Cool. All right, Dax, we appreciate it, and I really appreciate you taking the time on night of your show, and we'll let you get going. But can I ask you to do me a favor before we let you go? Can you do a promo ID for us? Say who you are, and you're listening to Maximum Threshold, and throw anything out there at the end that you'd like to say.
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, buddy.
Okay. This is Dax Riggs, and you're listening to Maximum Threshold. Love or die.
Nice.
Cool. Thanks, Dax. Again, buddy, we really appreciate you taking the time, especially on a gig night, to call in, and we appreciate it. And we'll help you out any way we can, man. Be safe out on the road. Hope to talk to you soon.
All right. Good talking to you all. Have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks, Dax.
Bye.
Bye.
Here you go, man. This is some Dax Riggs for you here on Maximum Threshold. Horns up.